Just when you think that things couldn't get any crazier in the whole Tim Pool, Candace Owens saga, Tim Pool now has gone on a crazy epic rant against Candace Owens. It is absolutely insane. But before we get into that video, just a quick reminder to like this video, hit the subscribe button for more videos like this as well. All right, I did a video recently where Tim Pool was responding to this entire Candace Owens situation and saying that she's dividing the right and everything along with that. But this rant, he honestly really goes nuclear. So let's check it out.
Candace Owens is a evil scumbag. She is a degenerate. She is burning everything down, and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you told me? She has no security. She doesn't deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these conservatives out there that send me these messages have no balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't DM me like I did something for you as you cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination, which he's doing to me right now.
Yeah, that was the...
I'm done with these people.
She has security, just not on the level of you.
Oh, yeah, the one fat guy you mentioned with no wall and no barrier in a suburban neighborhood with neighbors. She doesn't give two shits. No one's out for her. She's lying about all of this. You told me you went to her house and she's got a 4-foot wall and one fat guy, and she doesn't give a shit about her security. Meanwhile, I get bullets fired at my property, and I have to go live in the middle of nowhere. And I got strangers coming up to my house in Maryland, breaking in. I got people showing up and beating up the residents who trying to live there. How the fuck am I even supposed to sell this property? And you know, it's all lies. It's all hypocrisy, and it is for the purpose of making money. And she does not live the way other people live. And she claims she liked Charlie, she loved Charlie, and she is burning everything down that he built because she is evil. She is evil. And I'll say it again, this conservative movement is fractured, it's fried, whatever it is. Okay? Republicans are on track to lose the midterms. They were actually trending in the other direction until Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And this is the point, isn't it? The most effective political assassination in history. And thanks to the likes of the vile Candace Owens, she has turned Turning Point into the perpetrators of the crime that was against them. I don't get paid by any of these people. I'm not on good terms necessarily with Turning Point USA. They didn't invite me to their stupid event. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. They invited me back after I started criticizing Candace. I'm not going to your event. I'm over all of this. The last thing that I need to deal with is a bunch of cowards in conservative media refusing to stand up to her. Megyn Kelly, come on. I appreciate the kind words, but come on. Such pathetic bullshit. You know, and I get people saying, Tim, you know, thank you so much for talking about it. I don't care. I'm not doing a favor for anybody. I'm not doing this to benefit anybody. Nobody's paying me. There's no Russia. There's no Israel. There's just me sticking my neck out and then risking dying for what? A bunch of cowards that don't want to stand up to protect themselves? People like Candace Owens.
I couldn't believe that she put you in the thumbnail of her piece today.
I'm done.
The idea that she'd imply that you had some benefit or that you benefit somehow. Like
she benefited. I think she's a Fed, and I think she killed Charlie. No one benefited more than her.
So yeah, crazy epic rant there, right? I mean, but a lot of the things that he's actually saying here are factually true. The reality is she doesn't have tangible evidence. And no matter how much her defenders will try to go to bat for her and pretend as if she does, or really what they'll say is the defense, like he says, is she's just asking questions. Well, those questions are not just questions. What she's doing is she's implying with those. There's a such thing as a loaded question, guys. Like, you know, we have logic and the ability to know that. So when somebody says something like, hey, when did you stop beating your wife? We know that, yeah, that's a question, but you're also literally telling this person that they beat their wife, right? I mean, we can use our own common sense to understand that, and that's exactly what Candace Owens is doing. She's implying that TPUSA is involved in this. She's saying that everybody has betrayed him. She's making statements with no evidence that are actively trying to demonize Charlie Kirk and the people around him. But we have to come to the realization that by you saying or thinking in some way that everything in Charlie Kirk's life was fake, or that the people around him were plotting against him in some way, that really speaks ill of Charlie Kirk himself, because essentially you're saying, well, Charlie surrounded himself with all these evil people. He had no idea that they were so bad. He had no idea that his wife was against him in some way. And you're really demonizing Charlie Kirk as his own legacy and who he is as a person by saying that the people around him were bad. And no one can really come up with an actual refutable thing to this, because they're just going to sit there and say, well, that's not really what we're saying. But you are. If everyone around Charlie Kirk was in some way against him and he didn't know it, you're calling him an idiot. I mean, how else are you going to explain that? But of course, Candace Owens in this whole situation is going to make it about her, and she's going to try to attack Tim Pool in this as well, as she has done everyone else. It's the reason why people are afraid to speak out against her in the first place. But she tweets here saying, I cannot explain it, but I sense that this isn't actually about me, that Tim Pool is under tremendous financial pressure. Men behave a certain way when they're under economic pressure, and I feel like he's just lashing out, and I happen to be here. Now, this is just an assumption, and notice how she's saying, I feel like, and I don't know, but I just think, I don't know, but I know. This is the same stuff, like completely making things up out of thin air. And we're expected to believe this woman in this investigation. So Tim actually responded to her tweet about it, so this is what he had to say about it.
Podcast Wars 125 has officially begun. She says, I cannot explain it, but I sense that this isn't actually about me, and that Tim Pool is under tremendous financial pressure. Men behave a certain way when they are under economic pressure, and I feel like he's just lashing out, and I happen to be here. This is Candace Owens saying, I lost the argument. I'm being exposed, and I have no real way to push back. Her shows never resolve any of the mysteries she presents. She's just asking questions. She claimed UTC was Utah time. She said there's Egyptian planes flying all around. There aren't. There are Egyptian planes flying around for sure, but the ones she's apparently pointing to, some of them aren't even in the United States. Some of them it's just coincidence, but she's just asking questions. She then claimed that some of these airplanes are landing at airports where black SUVs are driving to a federal building, in which the address she read off was the address of her own lawyers. However, she confirmed that feds do work out of that building. Funny, her feds work in the same building as her lawyers? She never vetted that these trucks, these SUVs were coming from the airport. That was all just blah in the email. She then said, I confirm the address that has feds in it, which then leads people to assume that this confirms the whole story about planes landing and SUVs coming to this thing. She never said she vetted that or confirmed it. You see the game she's playing. Now she's being exposed because people are starting to speak out against her. And there are certain people who do it with reckless abandon, like myself, because I just don't care. I just don't care. I'm not here for diplomacy. I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to be the number one podcast. I literally just turn the camera on and whinge. And whinge I will. In an unhinged rant, says Daily Beast. So now she's going for the female debate strategy. Strike at Tim Pool's stability, his emotional stability, his financial stability. None of this actually makes an argument.
So, of course, once again, Candace just doubles down, saying it's very obvious what's going on here, that Tim is in some way trying to sell his business and is in financial trouble. And he's now effectively trying out to be another unhinged Zionist influencer. Someone, please just deal with him. And it's like, what is going on? This is what Candace Owens does. She doesn't have to have any evidence for anything. Just say whatever about anybody, because the thing is like, I think Tim Pool is right on with what he's saying in this video. The tide is turning. People are waking up to this. I'm seeing less and less people that are out there defending her, and more people saying, oh, okay, maybe it's gotten a little crazy at this point, right? We're seeing that over and over now. So Candace also went on Russell Brand's show, and this is what she had to say there.
Charlie's life could have been the Truman Show. That terrifies me more, that nothing in your life is real. Genuinely, like, I was expecting, like, we're all getting the old band back together and it's going to be me and Shrub, and I'm going to have the FBI help me investigate this, and we're going to figure out what happened to my friend. And it was like, Candace is the enemy for asking questions. Was Charlie Kirk's life real is what I think I cried the hardest about, because how are you not fighting for him?
Now, why in the world would you expect the FBI to work with you, as if you're the spearheading force behind all of this, by the way? Come on. Like, that's not how this works. The FBI does not care about you. You are an influencer. You are not a person that is involved in this actual investigation. And especially considering the fact that you are completely ignoring the guy that they do have. And I love this tweet here. Why did Candace Owens quit TPUSA after Charlie started dating Erica? Why did Candace Owens get engaged to a billionaire foreigner after 3 weeks? By the way, crazy thing. Check out the interview with George Farmer where he literally says that they were only dating for this short period of time and that they had no romantic interaction whatsoever before getting married. Like, hello? Like, come on, guys. And then he goes on to say, why does Candace Owens have a dual citizenship? Why is Candace Owens going after the victim of TBUSA? And was Candace Owens involved in Charlie Kirk's murder in the first place? I'm just asking questions here, just doing the same thing she does. I have to ask this to the people that are out there that are still, of course, right there, 100% Candace in her court and everything. Why is it okay for her to ask questions, but not okay for anyone else to ask any questions? Right? You always see that. She's the only one that's really trying to get to the bottom. Yeah, not necessarily, because she's getting so many things wrong, as Temple just talked about. The time zone. Like, what's the answer to that, guys? She messed up a time zone. Like, royally actually messed it up. Got hard fact checked, and yet nobody has anything to say to refute that whatsoever. Like, we're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Because any real investigative journalist would never make that mistake. It's not some profound mistake. She literally thought that UTC was Utah time for an airline. Hello? So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Crazy videos, crazy reactions going on here. But with that being said, I thank you guys for watching this video, and I will catch you on the next one.